Hi there, everybody. This is Amber Genzink from Teachering. Excited to talk to you today about our new stats and analytics for Teachers Pay Teachers sellers. You are going to begin on your dashboard, My Sales, and I clicked on both goods. At this spot, you want to select the very first date that you started selling. If you don't know, no big deal. Feel free to overshoot it. We just want to make sure you get all the data you need in the spreadsheet. So click Apply and scroll down and click Generate Excel File. Now, it will download here in the corner of your screen. I actually have mine behind this screen for time's sake. And the first thing you want to do to create our tables and our graphs is to get rid of the information you don't need. So we only really need 3 columns. We are going to click on the columns we don't need and delete those. So the first one you don't need is column A. After you click column A, hold down your Control key and keep it pressed until we're finished with this step. So I'm going to select column A, column D, E, F, G, H, and I. And now I'm going to delete these columns by somewhere in the gray space, right-clicking and selecting delete. And here we can click out of the gray and see our data. Now we should have the date, product, and your earnings left. If not, re-download it and try it again. Scroll to the very bottom. And you want to click on the last price above total. We don't want total in this data. So now scroll all the way up. And now you want to hold Shift and select the first date, mine is 7 December 14, to select your entire group of data. Now somewhere in the grayed out area, right click, and you want to copy. Now you're going to open up the spreadsheet that you got from Teachering at Teachers Pay Teachers, which is linked on this page. And mine is down here. It's called TPT Stats and Analytics Teachering Final. Click in this top corner, right click to paste, and boom, there's all your information. So now this is just our sales data, so let's move across the bottom of these tabs and see what we can do with this information. Go to weekly sales. The first thing we need to do is populate our tables. This is a one-time step. After you do it, it's done. So click on this blank cell, go up to Pivot Table Tools, Analyze. From here, go to the little arrow beneath Refresh, and you clicked on that, and now click on Refresh All. Now give it a second because it's uploading a lot of data that's going to be very useful to you. And it should fill your table. It's thinking. There we go. Now we want, this is kind of crazy, we want to collapse some of this. So you're going to come up here to this little red line. You see a plus sign and a red minus. Click that collapse red minus, and it makes this data much more user-friendly. So this is weekly sales. You'll see your weeks along the bottom and your sales up the side. You can always stretch your tables to make them easier to read. If you've been selling for a long time, this might be too jumbled for you, and you might use monthly sales instead. Let's go to monthly sales. And here we have our sales. They're grouped by year and month, year and month, year and month, and your sales up the side. So just another way to look at your sales trends. I hope for all your sakes it's moving upwards at a nice quick rate. Let's go now to top 10s. These are all your top 10s. We have top 10 selling days, and now let's say December 1st is always a great selling day for you. You've been selling for 3 years. This is December 1st for all 3 years combined. And it looks like December 1st is my best selling day here with my dummy data I have in here. greatest to least is down the sides. Here's our top 10 selling items. If this column isn't big enough, you can always drag these column sizes or even double click on this line to make it large enough to see all of your titles. This shows the text structure reading passage is the #1 bestseller, down to the Prairie Animals QR code game is my 10th bestseller. So it lists them in order. Let's scroll down. Here we have top 10 selling months. So if you've been selling for 3 years, this is all of your Novembers combined for their sales, all of your Septembers combined, and so on, from greatest to least. Now let's come back over here to, scroll over, oh, here we go, to top 10 selling weeks. Now, this is not super user-friendly in this format, so let's just click on the week range and come up here to Analyze. And we want to go to, there we go, our collapse again. When we collapse it, we get into a much easier view method here. So we've got top 10 selling weeks. This week range is the greatest down to the least, the top 10. Okay, and top 10 selling months were there. All right, let's go to product. You guys get the gist? Product. This is when you want to look at specific products in their analytics. So start here and click on this little arrow. Choose, right now it's looking at all of your products. Let's uncheck all and find a product we want to look at specifically. I've been selling a text structure bookmark for a while, so I want to look at that, see how it's doing. Click OK. And here we go. It started selling in March 2014, and it shows the numbers, the sales, and also the total. And then if you come over here, it's made a graph. Oops, sorry about that. It's made a graph that shows how it's done over time. Now, let's say you have a group of products that are a certain type. So I have several text structure items. I can come up here again, or also this filter will work too, and select a group of items, 5 or 6, 3 or 4, to analyze at the same time. So I'm going to select the rest of my text structure things. They're all in alphabetical order, and say OK. Now we're looking at all 4 of those items and their combined sales and how they've been doing over time. So if you want to look at groups of products or bundled products, that's a great way to do it. All right, let's move to the next tab. We have current month. This is just a quick snapshot of your current month to see how you're doing, your sum of your earnings, number of items sold, and the average item price. And let's go to this next one. This is our last tab. We've got our year over year. That's what we call it here. Year over year and month over month. So you can see your months on the left and then a column for each year, 2013, 14, or 2012, 13, 14. And over here, this is my favorite, color-coded. You can see the red line is 2012, green is 2013, and 2014 at the top. You can also hover over a specific point and see what that data point is. So in November of 2012, looks like sales were $43.42. I can scroll up to November in 2013 and see how they've grown, $231. I can see the same data if I go over here to the table, November 2012, $43.42. And then the next one, 43, or the next one here. Oh, let's go ahead and pause this. Well, that's life. Someone just knocked on the door. Sorry about that. So, our final thing I want to show you, if you select your sales, not the grand total column, but your sales, and come up to conditional formatting, you can go to color scales, choose the first one, and this color coding shows you in the brightest green your best selling month ever, and in the reddest red your lowest selling month. Oh, poor April 2012. Have fun playing around with this. Stay tuned as we release more tutorials for more in-depth analysis of your stats. Happy TPT, and we'll talk to you soon.